Pesachim daf tzadi gimel. In the Gemara before daf tzadi beis and beis, the Gemara brings machlokes. If someone's derech rechoka, is far away from Yerushalayim, and they were sheicha derech al peisach alav, is it hurtzu or not? On tzadi gimel and beis, it's interesting machlokes Rashi and the Rambam in regard to when you moeded if the person is derech rechoka. Rashi writes that at the time of Chatzois, you see if somebody is derech rechoka is 15 mil outside Yerushalayim and he can't reach Yerushalayim at the time of the shechita or at the time of the achila, so he has a ptur of derech rechoka. However, the Rambam explains that the shear of derech rechoka is totally in the netzachama of erev Pesach, not the time of shechita, at the time of netzachama. The Sefer Yad HaLevi brings that Reb Chaim explained that the understanding on machlokes Rashi and the Rambam, Rashi understands that the Geder derech is because it's efsher for him to makriv his korban peisach. However, the Rambam understands it's a ptur b'fnei atzmai. It's not because he can't do his korban peisach. He really could come in at the middle of the zman shechita and be makriv his korban peisach. But the shear according to the Rambam is from Netzachama till Chatzois, and the beginning of the Zman Shechita, he can't be in Yerushalayim. The Minchas Chinuch says that according to Rashi and according to the Rambam, if somebody is b'derech rechoka at the time of derech rechoka, according to the Rambam, Neishas Netzachama, and according to Rashi, at the time of Chatzois, and he goes fast and he comes into Yerushalayim, according to Rashi, before the end of the Zman Shechita, and according to the Rambam, before the beginning of the Zman Shechita, he came fast, besusim. The Minchas Chinuch says, since at the time of Netzacham, according to Rambam, and Chatzois, according to Rashi, he had the ptur of derech rechoka, he's potter, and he can't be makriv korban peisach, he's potter. Like Rashi says in Daf Tzadi Gimel and Aleph, that the ptur of derech rechoka is even if you could come, there's you nidche from korban peisach, so even if you come, you potter, and you can't bring a korban peisach. And the Minchas Chinuch fears ois that according to the Rambam, if he came before this man shechita, it's tzarchi, and why can't he bring his korban peisach? But nevertheless, he holds that he's taka potter and mufka from mitzvah's korban peisach. Reb Shachan and Ezri is ma'irich to matmiya on this Minchas Chinuch. He says how much, according to Rashi, he came in the middle of this man shechita into Yerushalayim, and he was there at Bizman Chiyuva. How could he be potter? Why isn't he mechuyev in korban peisach? And according to Rambam, if he's there before this man shechita, for sure should be able to bring a korban peisach. And he brings a right from the Rambam. The Rambam says that if someone's b'derech rechoka, even if he came l'erev, he's potter. The korban peisach is like hurtza. So you see in the Rambam clearly that specifically if he comes l'erev, he only comes after the zman shechita, is he potter. But even though that's a Rambam that holds the beginning of Chatzois is the zman ptur, but if he comes even in the middle of zman shechita, it's mashma the Rambam that he could bring a korban peisach and he's hurtza. The Chazon Ish has a very interesting chakira in the Geder of the ptur of derech rechoka. He says we find the derech rechoka, ptur of derech rechoka is even if someone could come fast, besusim, nevertheless, it's totally in. If it's outside Yerushalayim and he can't come benachas, he says, what's the hagdor in that ptur? Is the ptur specifically because he could bring a peisach sheni? And if in the situation where he can't bring a peisach sheni, he wouldn't have the ptur of derech rechoka? Or no, it's independent ptur. It's a ptur b'fnei atzmai that derech rechoka is potter from peisach rishon. And that can be if the Rav Tzibah or Tamei Zavim, that there's no peisach sheni. Do you have a ptur of derech rechoka? And the Chazon Ish brings a raya from the Rambam. The Rambam writes that noshim, even though the Rambam paskins noshim b'sheni rishos, if a noshim would be derech rechoka, they're potter from being a peisach rishon. So you see, even though they don't have a chiyuv of peisach sheni to pater them from peisach rishon, nevertheless there is a ptur of derech rechoka. You see, it's an independent ptur. The fact that they're derech rechoka, it could be over there. It's different. Yes, there is a korban peisach to rishos and camping a raya to a situation there's no peisach sheni b'chlal. Moving further on, the Gemara on Tzadi Chesed and Aleph brings machlokes. According to Rebbe, Yechayev koros and peisach rishon and a peisach sheni. According to Nosin, Yechayev koros and peisach rishon, you're potter l'sheni. And according to B'chanan ben Akavya, even b'rishon you're potter from koros unless you didn't do sheni as well. The Rambam paskins like Rebbe that Yechayev koros on the rishon and on the sheni. The Tzlach learns in Rashi that according to Rebbe, if you don't do the rishon, even if you do bring the korban peisach sheni, you still, since at the time of the peisach rishon you didn't bring a korban peisach, so therefore you chayiv kares. The Rishash argues in Pshat and Rashi, but the Rambam is mashma that if you didn't bring a peisach rishon and you bring a peisach sheni, according to Rebbe, you potter. Only if you didn't bring both of them. The Minchas Chinuch says, according to the Das Rambam, that you chayiv kares al sheni. What happens if there's a gerish and this gayer between the shnei pesachim, or a cotton shehigdil ben shnei pesachim, and if he didn't bring a peisach sheni, he's chayiv kares, because each peisach is an independent mechayiv of kares. Pshach and Avez is married to Matmia on the Minchas Chinuch. He says ve'emes it's vu in the Rambam holds that if you derech rechoka or tomei b'rishon, even if you hizid b'sheni, you're part of kares. So Pshach says, what's the havana? Why specifically derech rechoka or tomei b'rishon are you part of kares b'sheni? If you're oinus or you shoygeg, then you're chayiv b'sheni. However, if you're derech rechoka or tomei, you're part of the sheni. So Pshach says the understanding is that according to Rebbe, you're chayiv kares because he didn't do the peisach, he didn't do rishon and the sheni. Only when you mevatel rishon and the sheni are you chayiv kares. He says in that choluk derech rechoka and oinus. Derech rechoka is mufka, he's potter from the rishon, since he's potter from the peisach rishon, so therefore he can't mechayiv on the sheni itself. However, oinus and shoygig is a bar chiyuva in the rishon, a bar chiyuva in the sheni, and he's hizid b'sheni, so therefore he's chayiv. So the Pshach says definitely someone's a cotton or gershon is gayer, that he wasn't a bar chiyuva b'chlal by the rishon. Since you see you need the mechayiv of the rishon as well to mechayiv kares, so therefore definitely a cotton or a ger is potter from kares. Ayin Dvar Shmuel, in the beginning of the parak, says the same cheshbon, and he points out that you see from the sugya that a oinus is considered a bar chiyuva, even though he's nenas, he's considered a bar chiyuva. Ayin Tosis in Balbasa that Yud Gimel Amav was mashma that a oinus is a lav bar chiyuva. Ayin the Stipler and Mechon Bayich b'Divrei Tosis v'Ayin Sham. The Minchas Chinuch writes that the noshim that are not marked with a korban peisach rishon and they mark with a peisach sheni, according to the Rambam, since you bring a peisach sheni, you potters who are the noshim, even though noshim b'sheni are reshus, still they patter the chiyuv, the kares, by the fact they bring a peisach sheni. Ayin Dvar Shmuel, that's Mefakrik Divya Minchas Chinuch, and it says that Mechatesi, since the chiyuv of the sheni is what patters from kares, maybe it's only when there's a chiyuv, and right after you didn't bring the peisach rishon, is Rami and a chiyuv to misaken it with the peisach sheni, is the tikkun. However, noshim that only have reshus and it's beyond them not to bring peisach b'chlal, mechatesi, maybe that's considered they don't have a tikkun and the chayiv kares. And it's tzarachian the Dvar Shmuel l'maisa, even if you hold noshim b'sheni reshus l'maisa, when they do a korban peisach, it's a full-fledged korban peisach, and they should be yotzi dechevose and should part them from kares. Although it's a reshus, but it is a kiyum din of Akavas korban peisach. Where do you find that it's not a kiyum din? It's missing in the kiyum din of that korban peisach. Although I found an interesting chakira in Hatzvi and of Tzadi Aleph that declares in the Madam Noshim Reshus, maybe they can't bring it after the korban tamid shel ben abayim, because since it's only reshus, it can't be derech dasei dashlama. That's it's not so simple. But peisach sheni, they bring it after the dasei dashlama. It could be they bring it before dasei dashlama. Ayin Tosis in Yuma. But Kaponim over there, we're dealing with the chiyuv over there, so there's no chiyuv b'sheni, so the Hatzvi is mesupik. Maybe it can't be derech dasei dashlama. But Hamiyas, once they bring the korban, the chayra, it's a chalois din korban and should pater them from kares b'rishon. V'tzarich in b'divrei Dvar Shmuel.